Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Daniel Pineda.
And I'm Adele Quo.
And here we go with our first show in September 2012. The Burr months are upon us, and gee whiz, maybe it'll be a nice warm winter like we had last winter. News and Community Bulletin Board, our news items. Adele is here with...
It's Easy Being Green.
In fact, it is CBB. News for seniors, and Rich doing an interview tonight with the folks from Zamfira Stage talking about The Producers, a great show. He liked it anyway. And that's our show, but before we go, here's a reminder.
Well, that's right, Craig. Arlington Weekly News is available at www.youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1, and on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Well, last week we reported on a special election for the 45th district seat in Virginia, recently vacated by Democratic delegate David England. Despite low voter turnout, only 15% of the 55,000 registered voters, Democrat Rob Krupika gained high numbers and won the election. Krupika got 75.7% of the votes, followed by Republican Tim McGee with 20.6%, and then Libertarian Justin Malkin with 3.4%. Krupika isn't new to elections. He previously competed in a state Senate Democratic primary for the 30th district against Adam Eben, who defeated Krupika. There is now a little more than a year remaining in Krupika's term. The 45th district includes about 13,000 voters from Arlington. Delegate David England resigned earlier this year after admitting to marital infidelity. Daniel.
We have recently been reporting on a new transportation decision made by the Arlington Public School Board. The changes have led to more children walking, cycling, and riding with their parents to get to and from school. Now the county government is taking steps to help make the journey safer for the students and parents, including placing law enforcement personnel in around school zones to direct traffic using the police motor unit to coordinate additional crossings and monitor major roads and highways near schools as needed. Putting highway message boards at key intersections with reminders for motorists about the new school year. In addition, the county and the Arlington Public Schools and local bicycling organizations have posted back-to-school commuter safety information on their websites. Commuters are reminded to stay alert and to yield to pedestrians at pedestrian crossings and in school zones.
And elsewhere in our news items, juror questionnaires will be mailed to some Arlington residents in early September. Randomly selected registered voters in the City of Falls Church may receive questionnaires which are used to qualify residents for jury duty next year. Questionnaires must be completed and returned within 10 days of the receipt. The questionnaire can also be completed online at egov.arlingtonva.us.jury. The new court year begins January 21st of 2013 and ends January of 2014. Daniel.
Wakefield High School's varsity football squad, the Warriors, was dealt a severe blow from the T.C. William Titans last Thursday, August the 30th. Arlington-based Wakefield lost its season opener 73-0 to Alexandria Titans. Well, Wakefield hasn't had a winning football season since 1983. The team will have its chance to redeem itself when it plays another Arlington County high school, Yorktown, on Friday, September the 7th. Yorktown High School is coming off a largely undefeated regular season except for its last game against Maryland's Bowie High School, where Yorktown lost 42-28 on Friday, August the 31st. In other Arlington school football news, Bishop O'Connell High School's Knights defeated Bishop 27-12 at home on Friday in the school's new stadium. Also, the Washington Lee Generals lost to the McLean Highlanders at home last Thursday by 14-12.
Yep, high school football is underway. Get out there and see a high school football
Support
game
the teams.
near you. Up next on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News is Adele Quo with
It's Easy Being Green. Hi, Adele.
Hi, guys. And we are still talking about wine. My name is Adele Quo, and it's easy being green, sipping sustainable wine. Do you prefer red, white, or green? Red's one of my favorites, too.
I like red.
Selecting the right year, grape varietal, and wine region used to be options enough for picking the perfect wine. But as more eco-friendly wines are finding renown among wine enthusiasts and more green claims are gracing bottle labels, wine drinkers who prefer a greener varietal can now add eco-certifications to their list of preferred characteristics. Like the difference between an Australian Shiraz and a Californian Syrah, eco-certifications for wine have subtle yet meaningful differences. Before picking out the perfect pairing for your next candlelit meal, think about which label indicates the better bottle, a USDA certified organic or a Demeter USA certified biodynamic grape farming practice. With 23.4 million pounds of synthetic pesticides applied to wine grape crops in California alone in 2007, it's no wonder that growing numbers of wine drinkers now prefer a more natural grape juice. An organic label on the bottle is a good indicator that the grapes are greener. USDA certified organic ingredients come from farms and vineyards that have refrained from using herbicides, pesticides, fertilizers, or genetically modified seeds for at least 3 years. But since USDA organic standards allow the consumer product to come in varying shades of green, it can be difficult for the consumer to know just how natural the wine is. Here's a breakdown of the different claims that you'll find on bottle labels. 100% organic. This means the wine is made from 100% certified organic ingredients, processed without synthetic agents, and contains no added sulfites. Naturally occurring sulfite levels in these wines are between 10 and 20 parts per million. The label will bear the USDA organic seal with the phrase 100% organic. Or the organic label. The wine is made with 95% certified organic ingredients and contains no added sulfites. Winemakers must prove that certified organic ingredients aren't available for the remaining 5% of the ingredients. The label will bear the USDA organic seal, made with organic grapes, or made with organic ingredients. This means the wine is made with 70% certified organic ingredients, and sulfites are allowed up to 100 parts per million. The label cannot bear the USDA organic seal. So we're running out of time, so tune in next time to learn more about biodynamic grape growing and farming practices. And also, don't forget, this mini-series will culminate in the ultimate blind taste test, pitting sustainable wines against conventional wines to see if sipping green is the new red. And I will be out and about in Arlington seeking taste test volunteers. Remember, it's easy being green, sipping sustainable wine.
So you're going to be out and about.
All right.
Yes, going to find some volunteers.
Sign me up for that. I'll be glad to volunteer my taste buds for that.
Great. Daniel, do I have a
For
volunteer?
your sustainable wine
That's
tasting.
right.
Great job. Thanks, Adele.
Thank you,
Thank
Adele.
you.
Okay, here we go with another CBB, Community Bulletin Board, for this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. The beginning of school just happens to coincide with the Virginia Bicyclist and Pedestrian Awareness Week, which is from September 9th through the 15th. Drive Smart Virginia, in partnership with Bike Walk Virginia, will host that event. That week, a special emphasis will be placed on public awareness and enforcement of traffic laws. And they'll also be doing some governing on how to share the road. For more information, visit their website, www.vabike.org. Daniel.
And Craig, on Saturday, September the 8th, Roslyn will host the Roslyn Jazz Festival. The festival runs from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, September the 8th. For more information, visit www.roslynva.org. County Police will close 2 traffic lanes and 1 street for the Jazz Festival from 7 to 8 p.m. 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Westbound Lee Highway will be closed from North Lynn Street to Fort Myer Drive. Vehicles can use North Lynn Street to Roslyn Circle to North Fort Myer Drive as a detour. The left traffic lane of eastbound Lee Highway will be closed from Fort Myer Drive to North Lynn Street. The left traffic lane of North Lynn Street will be closed from eastbound Lee Highway to westbound Lee Highway. In addition, motorists should be on the lookout for temporary no parking signs in the area. Illegally parked vehicles may be ticketed or towed. If your vehicle is towed from a public street, call 703-228-4252.
And elsewhere in our CBB items, on Sunday, September 9, the 7th Annual Nations Triathlon to benefit Leukemia and Lymphoma Society will be held in Washington, D.C. Registration is over, but you can still watch or volunteer. For more information on the event, visit their website, www.nationstric.com, I guess. Anyway, set up for the Nation's Triathlon will begin at approximately 6 a.m. and cleanup should be completed by about 12 noon due to road closures in Washington. Chain Bridge will be closed to all traffic from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. All northbound Glebe Road traffic will be directed to Route 123. Daniel.
Then on Saturday, September the 15th, the Northern Virginia Senior Olympics, or NVSO, which I know Rich is going to be participating.
Pickleball.
Will get started at 9:45 a.m. at the Thomas Jefferson Community Center. Events will kick off, that is, with the opening ceremonies followed by the 8 indoor traffic races. At 3 p.m., attention will shift to the dining competition at the Yorktown High School pool. NVSO runs through September the 26th. All events are open to the public. For more information, call 703-228-4721 or check out their website at www.nvso.us.
Okay, Daniel, and Daniel and I will be back with News for Seniors right after a quick reminder from our man about town, Rich Masabny.
Hey, Rich.
Got some news for us?
I'll tell you about the wonderful production called The Producers. You remember the show, the movie was Zero Mostel, and that cute secretary Ulla from Sweden?
Ulla.
That's right. Well, I had them both on today interviewing Jim Mitchell, who has a Zero Mostel part, and this cute gal, Colleen Connor, who's the Ulla girl, you know. It's wonderful. Zena Black, who's the producing director of this show, it's out on Annandale Road there, but the information will be on the screen. You shouldn't miss this. It's an absolute knockout show. I enjoyed it as much as the Don movie. I mean, that's how good it is.
Good teaser.
So, anyway, yeah, thank you guys.
And that's coming up on this edition of the show.
That's right, that's right.
So I thought you were going to talk about the Senior Olympics.
Oh, well, I'm
That's next time.
I do the wrestling
Let's do
in that
some
one.
pickleball.
I'm a wrestler.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Rich. We'll
Thank
look
you,
forward
Rich.
to that interview. Okay, as promised. And now, as promised, our News for Seniors segment coming up here in this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. My News for Seniors glasses. Here we go. According to national surveys, 85% of seniors want to live out their lives in their own homes, but 90% don't have the homes to support them over time to do that. Well, Dr. William Fuller, PhD, home design expert, will meet with seniors to discuss attainable and affordable goals to help them stay in their home. Dr. Fuller is a senior community housing officer for the Virginia Housing Development Authority and author of the book, Housing Development 101. The event takes place Tuesday, September 11, from 7 to maybe about 9 p.m. at Walter Reed Senior Center. For more information, 703-228-0955. Daniel.
Do you know what questions to ask when you get a new medical diagnosis or medication prescription? Well, the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality has compiled a list of questions to ask your doctor so you can take a more active role in your health care. list will be discussed on Monday, September the 17th at 10:30 a.m. at the Langston Brown Senior Center. This free presentation is offered by the Office of Senior Adult Programs. Call 703-228-6300 to register.
Some information now on healthy eating. Do you know that the Whole Foods in Clarendon has a healthy eating specialist? Brenna Scarrett will meet with seniors to discuss whole foods for pillars of healthy eating. And that event takes place Tuesday, September 11th. Attendees will cook healthy foods, cooking class. They'll have a cooking class, which starts about 3 p.m. till 4:30 or so. For more information and to register for this healthy cooking class, 703-228-6300. And as always, thanks to Judy Masabny of the Office of Senior Adult Programs for sending us these announcements.
She works very hard and very dedicated.
She does a good job.
Yeah, great
and
job.
We get them every week. All right, thanks, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
That's our News for Seniors segment. Coming up now, as promised in this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, Rich and his interview with the cast and producers of The Producers. Here's Rich.
Hi, Rich Masabny. I saw the most wonderful, wonderful production of The Producers. Now, you remember The Producers, the movie. I'm talking about the original one with Zero Mostel. You remember that? Well, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't think I'd see a show that's called The Producers that'd be anything near that movie. And we got over here Zero Mostel. No, I'm sorry. Jim Mitchell, who plays Zero Mostel in this thing, in The Producers. You know, he's trying to produce a show and hope it'll be a failure. And then he has that wonderful secretary, Ulla, here, played by Colleen Connor. Ulla, give me that wonderful Swedish accent you got.
Ja, my name is Ulla Inga Hansen Benson Jonsson, Tallen Holland Svaden Svanson.
And she is such a beautiful distraction, right, to you and Mr. Bloom in this wonderful, wonderful production. It's playing at Zemfira Stage, which is in Falls Church. I just want to tell you where it is, at the Annandale Road in Falls Church, 2855. This is a Zena Bleck production, and she's wonderful, producing director. Why don't you tell us, Jim Mitchell, just briefly, what The Producer's about? You know,
the plot of the show?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I play a down-on-his-luck aging producer who's fallen on hard times but used to have glory in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm visited by an accountant who's auditing my books, and he discovers that he can't quite balance my books because the show was a flop and there's a little bit of extra money.
Right.
And he suddenly explains that, gee, you know, you could make more money with a flop than you could with a hit, because instead of selling 100% of the show, you could sell 2,000% of the show.
Of course.
Kill the show off and keep the 2,000% of the money that you raised. None of your backers are looking for their profit because they've lost their investment.
You got it.
So we hatched this scheme to go out and raise all this money, and then we go to find the worst show we can think of, and we do this show called Springtime for Hitler, which is appalling just in its title.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. And you have such wonderful actors. I can't name them all, but what a team. And the like I was saying before in the green room, the chorus with the line with the gals in the gold pants and tops and everything. I mean, it's just wonderful, wonderful.
No, it's.
I don't know when I've been so excited about a show, and I've been doing this for 25 years.
That's great.
I don't know why it's getting me this way. Give me a little Zero. Do something with sound like Zero. I mean, you already look like him to me, but
well, you know, there's a point where Bloom is talking to me, and he's telling me that I blew $2,000 and he's going to have to report it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get him I tell him, just change it around a little bit, and he says, I can't do that. That's cheating. And I say, it's not cheating. It's charity. Bloom, I'm begging you. Look at me. You see this pin? This stick pin used to have a pearl the size of your eyeball. I used to wear handmade Italian shoes, $500 suits. I'm wearing a cardboard belt, for God's sake.
That's right. That's right. You kill me just doing that right here.
Well.
And in the beginning of the show, you're looking out like the window, you know, from the
Right,
stage.
right.
And if you got it, flaunt it, right?
If you look at there's a beautiful blonde getting out of a great big Rolls Royce limo. Hey baby, if you got it, baby, flaunt it, baby, flaunt it. And then 2 days later, she walks into my office. And,
Yeah.
She says this crazy person yelled out the window.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
She's talking
yeah,
about me.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
hilarious.
What's it like working with Jim?
It's been really fun. I think coming from being a musical theater major, it's been nice to work with people who are also more mature and, you know, have done a
old?
lot more shows. Not old, seasoned.
Yeah, yeah.
But him and Jim are both, or Jim and Joe Philippoum, who
Yeah,
plays Leo Bloom.
He's great too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They approach it very professionally, which is really, really fun for me. And it's been fun to work on.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in the show, as I said, and it holds your attention the whole time, and it's so much fun, and the singing's good. You really have a wonderful voice.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
I
very
mean,
much.
you do. I mean, did you studied voice or
Yeah,
something early on?
I
right?
minored in voice in college. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So you do opera?
I don't do opera. No,
No.
just musical theater. I mean, I've sung a little bit of opera, but it's just not my thing.
Can you just give me a line of something? Or this is all unprepared. They even know I'm going to ask him this. Can you just sing? I don't care. Happy birthday to you. I just want to hear that beautiful voice. Go ahead. Do
You want
something.
me to sing something from the show?
Yeah, please.
You're going to get in a copyright infringement case?
No,
over
no,
this?
don't worry about it. Don't just do a line or two.
I used to be the king
The king.
of old Broadway.
Yeah.
My praises they would sing, a Ziegfeld, so they'd say.
Beautiful. That's enough. We won't get sued on that a little
Well,
bit.
I don't know. You might.
Um,
Good faith
hey,
exception, eh?
Right. I want to give the phone number. We'll put it up on the screen, please, of to get in touch with these folks for tickets and everything else. Is 703-615-6626. And it's on the screen, but it'll be zemphirastage@gmail.com. If for any reason you want to contact them, or you're a director out there and you want to put these people in something else. Again, it's at 2855 Annandale Road in Falls Church, just down the road from us, at the James Lee Community Center, and it's going to be playing there till September 16. My God, you know, this is a Mel Brooks show.
Yes.
You know it's got to be good, right?
Yeah.
Because he's crazy.
Oh, it's genius.
He's crazy.
It's just genius on every level.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And now, how long you all been preparing for this role? Once you agreed with Zena, you're going to do it and everything. How much rehearsals did you do before you hit the last week and started the show?
We auditioned the first week in June, and the staff started working on the show immediately. They brought the cast together, I guess, right after the 4th of July is
Yeah.
really when we started rehearsing in earnest.
July 6th,
Everyone was
yeah.
asked to please take the script, go home, learn as much as they could of their lines. Of course, actors never learn their lines right away,
Right.
unless you're this kid here. She knew her lines the day she walked in. I finally learned my lines about 10 minutes before the audience showed up Friday night. But we started rehearsing in earnest in July, and pretty much we've rehearsed Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday nights, and all day Saturday, continuously since the 4th of July.
Since really that long?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of moving parts here. You got to pull them all together.
Yeah.
So.
Could one, rehearse too much that you maybe by the time showtime comes, the edge is off, even though I did not see that at all? You know what I mean?
I honestly would tell you that I don't think I've ever worked on a show where we rehearse too much. I think no matter what, you always feel like you haven't rehearsed enough because there's so many people that don't make every rehearsal. There's always a part of the cast that's missing. There's always a part of the show that somehow gets shoved in the corner like a little stepchild, and nobody's put it together. And all of a sudden you go, oh, there's this thing in the middle of the show that lasts 8 minutes, and we've never looked at it. You know, so there's always something that has to be put together, polished, fixed, and then. We rehearsed in one space and then moved into the theater we're in just a week before we opened. So we went from a very small space, I mean smaller really than this studio, into the expansive, I mean the stage is a small stage, but it felt huge to us because we'd been rehearsing in a shoebox. So to get on the stage, the whole nature of the show changes, so we only have a week to do that.
Wow. We have a couple of minutes left. I just want to hear you do a little bit more of that Ula, and then just give me, because this girl can do accents. I don't know how you know how to do that, but do Ula thing, and then go into just doing the British accent like you were doing in the green room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what you'd like me to say, but I worked hard on the Swedish accent for Ula. I wanted to have her be realistic. I think a lot of people play her a little like, you know, hurdy kind of the Swedish chef. So I wanted to make her come from, you know, a more real place. But I love accents. I love them. I love the human voice and just studying how people sound. So I do lots of different accents and voices, and I work very hard on that. So
wonderful. You know, really, this show should go to Broadway.
Well, it's been there already.
I know, but a revival, you know? Don't you think?
Oh, we'd love to.
Yeah.
But I don't think that'll happen. But anything we can do to get the audience to show up, though, that's great.
Yeah.
We appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, again now,
Very
this
Thank you.
this phone number here, I'm gonna put up on the screen, put all the stuff up on the screen. It says 703-615-6626. I'm telling you the truth. I'm putting my reputation on the line as a theater critic. This is a great show. If you don't see this, you're crazy. I'm telling you, you're crazy. I want to see it again anyway. It was good. I couldn't even absorb it all in one time. It was
Come
too good.
back.
Come back.
We'll sell you
gonna-
another ticket.
yeah,
Okay, good enough.
half price, I believe, if you
Oh,
come
I
back
get a
the
deal?
second time.
Good.
There you go.
Okay, thanks. This is Rich Masabny. We have a Jim Mitchell right here and Colleen Connor from the producers. Better than the damn movie. Okay, that's it. Good night. See you later.
All right, thanks, Rich. And the great folks doing the producers down at Zemfira Stage.
Off Annandale Road.
One not to miss.
It's
Hey?
the greatest show. I'm telling you. If you like the
Good show.
original one, you know, with Zero Mostel, this is just as good.
Good. All right.
I'm telling you.
Nice job. Great interview. Thank
Yeah.
you. And thank you for watching. That's about a wrap for this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. We'll be here next week. You be there. Have a safe week. Before we go, any reminders?
Yep, youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1.
Very good. Have a safe week. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.